Hey everyone, it's Kelly. Thanks for joining me. I am back with a new layout for Hip Kit Club, and I am going to be using the November 2016 kits. A few of the design team members, Megan, Tanya, and myself, are going to be collaborating each week with a new sketch on the Hip Kit Club Facebook forum. We would love for you to join us in the forum. You do not have to be a subscriber to the Hip Kits to join the Facebook forum, so please head over there and join us. We would love to see what you create each week with the new sketches. They are free and they are only available in the Facebook forum. So I'm currently working on getting the layers arranged behind my photo. I am going to use a couple pieces of cardstock from the cardstock kit and then also multiple pattern papers from the main kit. I do believe all the pattern papers that I use for this layout are from the Snow and Cocoa collection. There are quite a few pattern papers from that collection in the main kit, and there are also a couple exclusive papers included in the main kit also. I did record an unboxing video, so I will make sure to link to that in the description below if you are interested in checking that out. It takes me a little bit to get the papers arranged the way that I want. And this photo was taken last year. I went to the school to have lunch with Aiden, and it was Christmas Headgear Day. So he had worn a Santa hat to school that day. And all the kids and teachers had different Santa hats and reindeer antlers and things like that on. And I wore a Santa hat when I went in to have lunch with him. And it was fun. And we just snapped a selfie while we were sitting at the lunch table. So getting back to these layers, all of these papers are so beautiful, and I wanted to make sure that you could see the designs on each one of them, but I needed to make sure that my photo cluster wasn't too large because I did want to do quite a bit of embellishing around it. So that's why it's taking me so long and why I'm fussing with it so much. I'm just trying to figure out how I can get them all positioned so you can see how beautiful they are. I do end up swapping out some of the papers. That text paper was just a little too graphic, and I wasn't really planning on having a whole lot of black on the layout, so I was worried that it would be too distracting. So I mess with it. I end up stapling it together thinking that I'm going to use it, and then I decide against it and I tear it out. I do turn off the camera in just a little bit because it was taking me forever trying to get these layers just the way that I wanted them. So here I am showing you the papers that I ended up with for my photo mat. I did use one of the exclusive papers that was designed by Kim Watson. It is that gray paper that is in the background. And then I did use a lighter blue color from the cardstock kit, followed by a piece of the Snow and Cocoa collection. And what I was doing there is I was taking that dark gray cardstock and just applying a layer of the Dazzlers that is in the color kit this month, just to tone down the darkness. I felt like it was just too dark behind the photo. I wanted to use a dark color to help my photo kind of jump off the page, and I felt like that dark gray cardstock was a good combination to use with the photo mat, but it was just a little too stark. So that Dazzlers toned it down just enough to still allow the photo to pop off the page without being too distracting. So I finally have my photo mat trimmed down to the size that I want it to be. So I'm going to start adhering things down to the layout. I'm going to adhere down this Snow and Cocoa pattern paper onto a sheet of white textured cardstock from American Crafts that is available in the cardstock kit. That next piece of pattern paper is also from the Snow and Cocoa collection, and I am just going to tuck it right underneath there. I do bring in my T-square ruler just to make sure that it is straight. I do bring in a doily from my stash also just to add a little bit of texture behind the photo mat. And then I'm going to start embellishing. I'm going to bring in that cute little acetate deer from the Snow and Cocoa ephemera pack that is included in the Documenting December kit. That little snowman is from the exclusive puffy sticker sheet from Hip Kit Club. I do believe that is in the embellishment kit this month. And that word winter is from the exclusive Hip Kit Club ephemera pack that is included in the main kit. I decide that I'm going to be brave and add some mixed media to this layout. I'm going to add a layer of clear gesso first. I really enjoy mixed media, but I tend to be fairly controlled when it comes to mixed media. I like to add it to cut files and things like that I know that I can just replace easily. I can just recut them if it happens to not turn out the way that I want. But I am going to do the packaging technique with the shimmers mist that is included in the color kit this month. The color this month is Well Blue Me Down and is this really pretty blue color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it onto the packaging and then I'm going to apply it to the layout. I did make some pencil marks on the layout so I know where my photo mat is going to sit. And I just want this color to be peeking out from the edge of the photo mat. So what I find works best is to actually have the color be more concentrated underneath the photo mat. So when I apply the packaging, I actually apply it to where the photo is going to sit and then smush it out to the edge. Hopefully that made sense. I am by no means a mixed media expert, but that is what I like to do and how I like to apply the packaging technique to my layouts when I just want a subtle edge of color peeking out from behind my photo. Okay, so getting back to what's actually happening in the layout, I have moved on to creating the cluster in the top right hand side of the layout. If you remember in the sketch, there was a cluster in that area. So I have taken just a few strips of the pattern papers that are available in the main kit, and I just clustered them together. Really no rhyme or reason. I was just trying to include colors that I had going on throughout the layout already. I'm just going to lightly adhere those strips of paper together because I am going to add some stitching later on. I do bring in a couple pieces of ephemera from the exclusive ephemera pack that is included in the main kit, that snowflake, and then that label that I will place the date on. And as I was looking at that cluster in the right hand corner at the top of the layout, it just felt a little bare. So I'm going to bring in the Shimmer's Mist and do the packaging technique just to have a little bit of that color kind of peeking out from underneath the paper strips, just to help it match the mixed media where my photo is. So once that mixed media is finished, I am ready to start embellishing and adhering things down to the layout. I do bring in another snowflake from the exclusive ephemera pack in the main kit, and I'm also going to bring in another snowflake that is from an exclusive Hip Kit Club cut file. I did decide to swap out the word winter with this word Christmas. The word Christmas is also included in the ephemera pack, and it just matched the color scheme that I had going on in the layout just a lot better. The word winter was a solid red, and I didn't have any other red on the layout anywhere else. So the color scheme just flows a lot better with the word Christmas, and it was Christmas Headgear Day, so it does work out better for the storytelling portion of the layout. Those glittery thickers that I used to spell out the word headgear are included in the embellishment kit this month. I did also add in a scallop border piece, just using a piece of black cardstock from my stash and a scallop border punch, just to add another pop of black on the layout. I am going to trim that cut file snowflake in half just to create a visual triangle around the photo with those snowflakes. I do try to create multiple visual triangles around the layout with those snowflakes, and then also with the black, I have that scallop border piece, and then the black from the deer and the black from the date stamp. I will add some black splatters later on also. The silver, I try to create a visual triangle with the silver also. I have the word headgear, and then I'll add some stitching to the photo area and then also along that top cluster. Now I am adding in some clustering of sequins, and I find the easiest way to apply sequins to a layout are just to use my tweezers, apply some adhesive to some packaging, and then dip the sequins into the adhesive and then apply them to the layout. They're really small and can be hard to handle and hard to get adhesive on them, so I just find that to be the easiest way. I did add another label that is included in the exclusive ephemera pack, just kind of tucked underneath the photo mat, just above the word Christmas. I felt like that area needed a little bit more pink. Now I am adding my typed journaling, and it's just typed onto white cardstock that I cut into strips, and I ran it through my Xyron sticker maker and just applying it to the layout. I did the stitching off camera, and now I'm just going to bring the layout closer to the camera so that way you can see the stitching where I added it and kind of see all the clusters and the visual triangles that I've created with the different colors and embellishments. Had a lot of fun putting this layout together. I'm going to bring the sketch back in and then show you some still shots of the layout so you can see them side by side. I really encourage you to head over to the Hip Kit Club Facebook forum, check out the sketch. I'd love to see what you create, and I will be back again very soon with another layout. Thanks for watching.